talk about McCaffrey really quick because obviously we're not in a spot to have to consider him. I am not touching McCaffrey with a 10-foot pole, and I am sick of these people on Twitter beating the drum for this guy because let me just remind everybody, he's got bilateral, meaning both Achilles tendonitis. Over the course of a 17-18 game season, if they're running him like they've ran him for most of his career, and that's what you're banking on picking this guy in the first or second round here, I do not see a world where this guy is staying healthy for the entire year, and he's at increased risk for an Achilles rupture. This is a just 50-50, like plain and simple gamble of, is this guy going to be healthy? And I do not want to take that 50-50 gamble with my first or second round pick here. So
if he's healthy, he's a league winner. 100%.
I agree, but
the second round.
He has a very big injury concerns, especially also coming off this PCL injury. I want somebody safer. Again, I'm at the 1-8, so this is actually something that I have to consider in our own draft. I know this situation is the 1-5, but I would rather take one of these proven wide receivers that went here at the end of the first round listed there, or Jonty or A-Chain, or even Derrick Henry, who is getting ancient. I just do not want McCaffrey, and I'm going to defer that unless somebody else have to make that decision. And that's just my opinion. I just think he's going to get injured.
If you look at CMC and you compare him to some of these elite guys that have, just notoriously been good over the last few years, like Barkley, like Derrick Henry, that Gibbs, dude, the ceiling with Christian McCaffrey, okay, he in his heyday, the last healthy season he had, I believe it was 2023, he was averaging more fantasy points. I think it was 2023 season. And I had him. He was averaging 25 fantasy points a game. All these guys, Barkley, Henry, Gibbs, in their best year, never touched that mark. The ceiling for him is astronomical. It is astronomically higher than all of these running backs on the board. So it is a risk, and something that I don't like to do within the first couple of rounds of fantasy and redraft is draft people that are risks. I want to take reliable guys that I know week in and week out are going to be able to produce for me. Round one, you need to be drafting guys that are reliable and they're going to produce for you week in and week out.
Yeah, I was just going to make a final comment here. I'm glad Corey pulled this up. I am a big trend guy, and this is probably so invalid, but he typically does follow the 2-1, 2-off formula here. And if we're looking at that, this is going to be an off. And just based off of what Corey said too, if the injury is severe as Corey's saying, which I don't doubt, he probably needs 2 years to fully recover and to get back up to speed. He may play a couple games. Is he cleared to start week 1?
He is, and just to elaborate with the tendonitis, all that tendonitis is inflammation of a ligament. So
it hurts, right?
Yeah, so a lot of this is pushing through the pain, but naturally he's going to use accessory muscles around his Achilles. So foot, ankle, calf, knee, hip, hamstring, all of those things are going to be relied on more because he has this pain and tendonitis in his Achilles. So is he actively quote unquote injured and unable to start? No, but I just think he's a ticking time bomb.
How many games do you think he starts this year?
Dude, I think he makes it to week 8 or 9 and then something happens. And I'm not wishing an Achilles rupture on anybody, but it's just, I don't see how he doesn't have some sort of hammy hip knee issue at the minimum. So
some sort of favoritism thing going on.
Yeah, and again, you add in that PCL injury that he's coming off of, and I'm not gonna beat a dead horse here, but it is a lot of risk. A lot of risk, but the highest upside of probably anybody in the draft. So I can see why somebody would draft him maybe at the late first or early second round. Yeah.